The guilt cycle is the productivity scam, 5-minute neuro-hack fix. You miss one block, feel that hot shame flare, and suddenly you're hiding. You tell yourself, I'll do double tomorrow. Then you doom scroll numb, avoid your inbox, and rewrite your plan like theater. The more you promise, the worse you feel. That's the guilt cycle stealing tomorrow before you even sleep. I'm going to give you a 5-minute neuro-hack that resets your brain tonight so tomorrow starts clean. You'll also get a 60-second shame recovery loop you can use immediately. And watch for the mistake that quietly doubles your lost time. Quick win first, then I'll show you the full stack. Here's the fast rescue. The reason this works. When shame takes over, your brain shifts into defense mode. Labeling the emotion out loud re-engages your prefrontal cortex, breathing calms your arousal, and one tiny action proves capability. Control comes back fast. Step 1, label it. Say out loud, this is shame talking, not truth. Your effect labeling, naming the state so your brain stops treating it like a threat. Don't argue with it, just name it. Step 2, separate it. One sentence only. I did X, I'm not X, behavior isn't identity. Missed a deliverable. I missed the deadline, I'm not unreliable. That one line prevents globalizing. Step 3, reset it. Do one tiny action right now that takes 60 seconds and is visibly tied to the goal you missed. Then log it. The log is important, your brain needs proof. Example, missed workout, 5 push-ups. Open your notes, 5 reps logged, kept my word today. Exit the spiral. Common mistakes, arguing with shame, but I had reasons, or overcorrecting with a huge task. Both keep you stuck. The shortcut nobody teaches is small and visible beats big and invisible every time. Anchor this as your pre-analysis reset. Anytime you feel that urge to hide or rewrite your day, run the loop before you think about why it happened. This keeps you out of defense mode long enough to learn. Now that you have a quick win, let's map the trap this interrupts so you can spot it even earlier. Map the trap, the 4-beat guilt cycle overview. Before we fix the pattern, you need to see it clearly. The cycle has 4 beats, and each one offers a place to reset. Beat 1, the trigger. You miss a plan block, break a streak, or stall on a decision. It's a micro-failure, but your brain snaps from the plan slipped to I'm slipping. Cognitive distortions creep in, all-or-nothing thinking, fortune-telling, mind-reading. The trigger isn't the problem. The meaning you attach is. Early signs here. You feel a sudden urge to rewrite the entire plan, you open your inbox then close it, you wander for a snack, or you start busy work that looks productive but avoids the real thing. This is your first insertion point. Beat 2, the shame spiral. The critique jumps from behavior to identity. I am lazy. I can't be trusted. Clients will know. Options narrow fast. Rumination ramps up. You start performing productivity instead of doing the work, tab shuffling, tool tweaking, pseudo checklists. The thing most people miss is that shame feels like fuel, like if you just beat yourself harder, you'll move. But shame blocks action and learning. The quick test, if the voice says, prove you're worthy, you're in the spiral. Insertion point number 2. Beat 3, the avoidance loop. You reach for relief, scrolling, binge research, snacks, plan redesign. It feels like rest because stress drops for a minute and your brain gets a tiny dopamine hit. Hidden cost, your brain learns avoidance works, so it repeats it next time. And because infinite scroll has no stopping point, time dissolves. Guardrails help later, but first you need a micro-win before rest to flip the loop. This is insertion point 3. Beat 4, the momentum killer. You end the day with no learning. There's no tiny audit, no adjustment, just a mess handed to tomorrow. Confidence erodes. You start the next day already behind, which makes another trigger more likely. This compounds. Why this map matters, it gives you clear insertion points for resets and micro-wins. Guilt and shame aren't the same lever. Guilt says, I did something wrong, and points to repair, you can use it. Shame says, I am wrong, and freezes you, you need to interrupt it. That's why the 60-second loop works. It shifts you out of defense, then proves capability with action. Before we deep dive into each beat, I want you to have the full 5-minute neuro-hack that stacks cognitive, somatic, and action. Use it within 10 minutes of noticing the spiral and you'll stop losing hours. Then we'll zoom into each beat so you can catch it even earlier. The 5-minute Neuro-hack, cognitive plus somatic plus action. Here's the fast stack that stops the spiral and gives you momentum in under 5 minutes. It's simple on purpose and the order matters. 2 minutes mind, 2 minutes body, 1 minute action. No swapping, no skipping. Do it within 10 minutes of noticing shame. The reason this works is straightforward. You re-engage the prefrontal cortex with words, calm your arousal with breath and grounding, then prove capability with a visible win. Cognition, nervous system, behavior, aligned. Minute 1 to 2, cognitive. Run the shame recovery loop you just learned. Speak the script out loud. First line, this is shame talking, not truth. That's effect labeling, naming the state so your brain stops treating it like a threat. Second line, I did X, I'm not X, keep it brutally specific. I missed the 3 p.m. block, I'm not unreliable. Third line, one written sentence that captures a tiny, controllable next move. Write it on paper or in a note. Send one sentence update or open draft and add one line. Writing anchors attention and cues the planning center. Don't debate, don't justify. State it and move on. Now minute 3 to 4, somatic. Close your mouth, breathe slowly through your nose, and make the exhale longer than the inhale. Try 4 seconds in, 6 to 8 seconds out. Do 5 to 8 rounds. Your heart rate slows more on the exhale. That's your vagus nerve helping you shift from fight or flight toward rest and digest. If you're amped, add an optional cold splash to your face or run cold water over your palms for 10 to 15 seconds. That temperature cue can nudge your system toward calm. While you breathe, add grounding. Easiest version, feel your feet press into the floor and drop your shoulders on each exhale. If your mind is racing, run a quick 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 scan. 5 things you see, 4 you feel, 3 you hear, 2 you smell, 1 you taste. Keep it brisk. You're not meditating, you're stabilizing. Common mistakes here: breathing fast through the mouth, counting obsessively, or trying to feel calm. You don't need to feel zen, you just need enough downshift to get choice back online. If you notice a thought popping up, you blew it, label it thought and return to the exhale. This isn't avoidance. It's creating the conditions to act. Minute 5, action. Do a 60-second visible task directly tied to the thing you missed. It must be small, concrete, and leave a mark you can see when you're done. Examples: open the doc and add the first sentence, send a one-line status update to your client, move the calendar block to a realistic slot and add 1 bullet of prep. Do 5 squats and log 5 reps if you missed your workout. Triage 5 emails by moving them into 3 folders. Today, this week, holding. Start the timer. When it beeps, stop. Then log it 1 line, reset done, sent update, or reset done, first sentence written. The log matters. Your brain believes what it can see. Rules that make this work: total time under 5 minutes. Keep it inside a 10-minute window from noticing shame. Always tie the action to the missed goal, no generic cleaning or random busy work. Speak the labels out loud. Write 1 line. Breathe with longer exhales. Make the action visible and log it. That strictness is your friend because it removes decision fatigue and shuts down loopholes like, I'll just fix everything now. Why this changes the game? The words pull you out of identity attack and back into behavior territory, which is where learning lives. The breath and grounding dial down arousal enough for the planning systems to re-engage. The micro-action creates immediate reinforcement, small dopamine, big signal, that I can move even when I feel bad. That combination is what breaks the guilt cycle. You stop feeding the avoidance loop and start teaching your brain that a tiny move is the exit. Let me show you a tight example end-to-end. You miss a 90-minute deep work block. Shame hits. You can't stick to anything. Minute 1 to 2, cognitive. This is shame talking, not truth. I missed the 2 p.m. block, I'm not unreliable. Right? Add 1 sentence to section 2 now. Minute 3 to 4, somatic. Nasal inhale 4, exhale 6, 8 rounds, feet pressed into the floor, shoulders drop on each exhale. Optional cold splash if you're buzzy. Minute 5, action. Open section 2, type 1 sentence and hit save. Log, reset. 1 sentence added at 4:17 p.m. done. You didn't fix the entire project. You created a clean re-entry point and stopped the time bleed. Now 2 guardrails to avoid derailing. First, don't let the action expand. If it's flowing, great, set a new timer for 10 or 20 minutes and choose to continue. But the reset counts at 60 seconds. Second, if you're mid-avoidance, already scrolling, pair the breath with friction. Phone face down, notifications off for 5 minutes or physically move to a different chair. Change cues, then run the stack. The thing most people miss is that speed beats scale here. You're training a reflex, not finishing the task. Run this anytime you feel the spiral end of a bad day, after a missed block, before bed, or right when you catch yourself performing productivity instead of doing it. You'll notice 2 wins. fewer lost hours today, and a cleaner handoff to tomorrow. Next, we'll zoom into each beat of the cycle so you can spot the tripwire earlier and need this stack less often. Beat 1, the trigger, microfailure to identity threat. Let's slow the moment down. The trigger is usually tiny. A calendar block slips. You stare at an email for 10 seconds and bail. You open the doc and immediately feel heavy, so you close it. That's a microfailure. It's not a character verdict, it's a blip. But here, the snap, your brain jumps from the plan slipped to I'm slipping. That meaning jump is where the damage starts. Why this jump happens? Your brain likes simple stories under stress. All or nothing thinking kicks in. If I didn't start on time, the day's ruined. Fortune-telling adds, and tomorrow will be worse. Mind reading piles on, they'll think I'm unreliable. None of this is data, it's prediction dressed as certainty. And it spikes arousal, which makes the prefrontal cortex less available. Decision-making narrows. You grab the nearest escape. Early signs show up faster than you think. The urge to hide. An impulse to rewrite your whole plan because a fresh layout will fix this. Busy work suddenly looks appealing. Rename files, color code labels, rearrange tabs. Snack runs appear out of nowhere. You open your inbox, scroll half a screen, feel a jolt, and close it. These are not random. They're your nervous system signaling threat detected. If you can spot these tells within the first minute, you've already won half the battle. Now here's where most people mess up. They try to fix the entire day from inside the snap. That's like steering a car while skidding on ice. More pressure, less grip. You don't need a full analysis right now. You need a clean diagnosis that's one sentence long and points at the smallest true cause. This is the pattern interrupt. Use this one-sentence diagnostic. The smallest true cause is, fill it with something behavior level, not identity level. I stacked back-to-back meetings with no buffer. I didn't define a first action for the 2 p.m. block. I slept 5 hours and tried to do deep work. Notice what's not allowed. I'm undisciplined. I can't focus. Those are identity hits, not causes. The moment you name the smallest true cause, you shrink the monster to the size you can move. Let me give you a quick micro story. A client kept losing afternoons. Every day at 1:30, he'd get coffee, check one article, and suddenly it was 3:45. He thought he had a willpower problem. We ran the diagnostic in real time. His sentence, the smallest true cause is no defined first keystroke after lunch. Not no plan in general, just no first keystroke. He wrote one, open file app, JS and type TODO, error handler. Next day, he sat down, typed that line, and momentum followed. He didn't fix afternoons forever. He rescued days 3 times that week because he caught the trigger at the moment it formed. Before we continue, you need to understand the 3 distortions that typically amplify the trigger. All or nothing, late start means failed day. Correction, a late start is one slip, the next block still counts. Fortune telling, this will ruin the project. Correction, predicting failure isn't data, the next action is. Mind reading, they'll think I'm incompetent. Correction, I don't know their thoughts, a one-line update reduces risk. Now, how do you apply this in under a minute the second you notice the snap? Here's the mini sequence. Pause, exhale longer than you inhale once. You're signaling downshift. Say smallest true cause is, and fill it with one behavioral factor. Name one constraint you'll honor next block, time, task, or tool. 10-minute start, first sentence only, or one tab only. Move the missed block to a realistic slot, no overhaul, then attach the first step in the title. Draft intro, write one ugly paragraph. That's it, you're not solving everything. You're preventing the micro-failure from becoming an identity threat. If you remember nothing else from this beat, remember this, meaning making is the trigger. Shrink the meaning, and the emotion shrinks with it. A common trap here is stacking invisible promises. I'll make up 2 hours tonight. That's the mistake that doubles lost time. It sounds noble, but it loads your future self with a vague debt, which increases avoidance. Instead, trade every invisible promise for one visible move you can do now or schedule with a defined first action. Once you nail this, everything else clicks. You'll still miss blocks, everyone does, but you won't translate slips into self-judgment. You'll see a small cause, pick a small correction, and keep momentum. And if the shame voice still tries to drag you under, that's your cue to run the 5-minute stack you learned. Catch the trigger early, and you won't need it as often. Beat 2, the shame spiral, brain and defense mode. Now the snap becomes a slide. The critique stops being about what you did and turns into who you are. Instead of "I missed a block," the voice goes, "I'm unreliable, I always mess this up." People will see it. Options collapse. You don't choose, you defend. And when your brain is in defense mode, it's trying to survive, not learn. Here's the thing most people miss. Shame can feel like fuel. That inner drill sergeant sounds tough, so you mistake pressure for progress. But watch what actually happens. Rumination kicks in, replaying mistakes, building worst-case reels. You start performing productivity instead of producing, tab shuffling, app swapping, rewriting a checklist for the 5th time, cleaning the desktop. It looks busy, but it's theater. The longer you stay here, the harder action gets. What's going on under the hood? When shame spikes, your nervous system flags threat. That ramps emotion and narrows attention, which makes planning systems less available. The mind turns inward and starts scanning for proof that you're the problem. That's why you feel the urge to hide or to prove yourself with one big, dramatic catch-up session. Both are traps. Quick test to spot it fast. If the voice in your head is saying, "Prove you're worthy," you're in the spiral. If it's bargaining, "If I crush the next 4 hours without a break, I'll be good again," you're in the spiral. If it's global, "I never keep promises," that's the spiral. Behavior-specific language opens doors, identity language slams them. Now here's where most people mess up. They argue with shame. They start building a legal case, reasons, context, counterexamples. That keeps you locked in the same courtroom. Or they swing to overcorrection. "Fine, I'll do triple tonight." That's an invisible promise with a huge price tag. You've just increased the fear of failing again, which boosts avoidance. Let me show you the exit mechanics in plain language. First lever, label it. Say, "This is shame talking, not truth." That's not a mantra, it's a switch. You're shifting from identity attack to behavior review. Second lever, shrink the scope. One sentence only. "I did X, I'm not X," make it concrete. "I missed the 3 p.m. focus block, I'm not unreliable." The sentence ends the trial. Third lever, create a 60-second proof. One visible move tied to the miss. No drama, no heroics. A tiny, finished mark your eyes can see. You might be thinking, isn't that too small to matter? This clicked for me when I noticed how often big intentions backfire. Big plans feel relieving in the moment because they promise redemption. But they delay action, which teaches your brain that relief comes from promising, not doing. The 60-second win flips the association. Relief follows movement. Common spiral signatures to watch for. Worthiness tests. If I do this perfectly, I get a rest. Swap to, I earn rest by closing a 60-second loop now. Identity labels. I'm a procrastinator. Swap to, I postpone the 2 p.m. task. Next visible step is one line. Punishment plans. No dinner until I finish. Swap to, send one-line update, then a 10-minute reel break. A micro story for context. A freelancer I coach would freeze after a client rescheduled. Her brain read the delay as they're unhappy, and she'd spend 2 hours rewriting proposals she didn't need to send. We ran the shame test. The inner voice was saying, "Prove you're valuable." That's the spiral. Her exit became 3 lines out loud, then 1 minute. "This is shame talking, not truth." The client moved a call, "I'm not forgotten." 1-line update. "Got it, new time works." Draft progressing. She sent it in 45 seconds. Every time she did, the 2-hour freeze vanished. Not because she felt great, because she moved while feeling bad. Before we continue, you need to understand why speed matters. The longer you sit in shame, the more your brain learns that stalling is safer than starting. That's why I'm strict about the 10-minute window after noticing it. The script, the breath, the tiny action, done quickly, prevent rehearsal of the spiral. If you wait for motivation, you'll wait inside the problem. Let me show you exactly how to interrupt mid-spiral. Out loud, this is shame talking, not truth. One sentence, I did X, I'm not X. One line written, next visible move is. 3 rounds of slow nasal breath with longer exhale. 1 60-second action tied to the miss. Log it, reset, done. If you remember nothing else here, remember this. Shame narrows, proof widens. The exit isn't pep talks, it's visible micro-wins that reopen choice. Once that door cracks, you can step into real recovery instead of performance. And if you catch yourself drifting back into the courtroom, don't argue, run the sequence again. That's not failure. That's training. The avoidance loop, numbing that masquerades as rest. Now the spiral usually spills into its partner, avoidance dressed up as recovery. You tell yourself, I'm taking a quick break to reset, and 5 minutes later you're 3 layers deep into reels, research, snack runs, or redesigning your to-do app. It feels like relief because the discomfort drops and your brain gets a tiny reward. That's not rest, that's numbing. Rest renews capacity. Numbing hides from discomfort and teaches your brain that escape is the fastest fix. Why this feels so convincing? Your system is chasing immediate relief. Novelty, food, inbox pings, they all offer quick dopamine. Infinite scroll removes natural stopping points, so time dissolves. Meanwhile, because you haven't closed any loop tied to the actual goal, your stress doesn't resolve, it just idles in the background. When you come back, the task feels heavier, so you reach for more relief. That's the loop. Here's the thing most people miss. Avoidance looks like productivity when it wears a costume. Pseudo-planning, let me color code the calendar, binge research, just one more article so I feel prepared, inbox grazing, I'll clear easy emails to warm up, or tidying the desktop. Each has a tiny logic behind it, which is why your brain buys the ticket. But if it's not directly tied to the missed goal, it's an escape. So how do we break it without turning you into a robot who never rests? We make a clean line between rest and numbing, then put a lever in front of both. The lever is a micro win first. 2 minutes of visible action before any break flips the association. Relief follows movement, not avoidance. Then we build guardrails so a quick break doesn't become a portal. Use the 10-minute true rest test. Ask, will I feel physically or mentally more available after this? True rest leaves you more capable, stretching, a short walk, eyes closed breathing, a glass of water, stepping outside, or a brief laugh call with a friend. Numbing leaves you unchanged or foggier, scrolling, endless tabs, snack grazing, random YouTube, tool tinkering. If the answer is unclear, it's probably numbing. Now set the guardrails. Timed breaks only. Pick 5, 10, or 15 minutes. Timer visible. When it ends, you stand up or switch context. Friction for dopamine traps. Phone face down in another room, disable one-click app access, or log out of the stickiest site during focus hours. One-tab rule. If you're doing research, make a capture list instead of opening everything. Device parking zones. Decide where your phone lives during work blocks and during rest. If it's always in your hand, your brain will always bargain. Micro-win swap and practice. Before any break, do a 120-second task tied to the miss. 2 minutes because it's still tiny but slightly meatier than the 60-second reset. Examples. If you're about to scroll, first add 2 lines to the draft, then set a 10-minute walk. If you want a snack, first triage 5 emails into Today This Week holding. If you want to research, first write 3 bullets of what you already know and 1 question to answer later. You might be thinking, isn't this just discipline theater? No, it's retraining a loop. Right now, your brain thinks relief comes from avoidance. Each micro-win before rest rep teaches the opposite. After a week, you'll feel the tug to earn the break with a tiny move. That's momentum, not morality. Let me show you a quick scenario. You hit a hard paragraph. The urge to escape shows up. Old you, I'll check Instagram for a minute. 40 minutes gone. New you, hear the urge, label it, numbing urge, and say, 2-line deposit first. You type 2 ugly lines and hit save. Then you set a 7-minute walk timer. During the walk, your body resets, not your guilt. You come back with a lighter nervous system and an open document that already has traction. Common mistakes. Calling numbing research. Fix. Write the exact question first and schedule a 15-minute research block later. No open-ended browsing. Taking unscheduled micro breaks. Fix. If you're tired, schedule a real 10-minute rest now, with a timer and a phone in another room. Using tidy tasks as a warm-up. Fix. Do 1 sentence on the real task first, then 2 minutes of tidy if needed. Guardrail phrase that helps, 2 minutes to earn the break. Say it out loud. If the resistance spikes, that's data, you weren't seeking rest, you were dodging discomfort. That moment is a win because you can pivot to the 5-minute Neuro-hack or the 60-second loop immediately. One more upgrade, pre-commit a break menu that actually renews you 5 items max. Water plus stretch, outside light plus breathing, lo-fi track plus eyes closed, quick body scan, short journal line. Put it next to your workstation. When the urge hits, you pick from the menu after your micro-win. Now your breaks stop being portals and start being fuel. Repeated avoidance becomes tomorrow's drag. Repeated micro-wins create tomorrow's momentum. You don't need to outlaw comfort, you need to attach it to proof. Do something visible, then rest on purpose. That flips the loop. The momentum killer: no learning, no carryover. This is the quiet damage phase. The day ends, the spiral fades a little, but nothing gets captured. No lesson, no small repair, just a vague vow to be better tomorrow. That's the momentum killer. When shame blocks reflection, errors don't become improvements, they just repeat. Today's lost hour becomes tomorrow's drag because you didn't convert the miss into a tweak. Why this matters? Momentum isn't just output, it's carryover. If you end messy, you start heavy. Confidence erodes, which narrows your options the minute the next trigger shows up. That's how one bad afternoon turns into a rough week. So let's make reflection practical and tiny. You don't need a journal epiphany. You need a 60-second debrief that extracts one lesson and one next move. Run this tiny audit at the end of any wobbly block or at day's end. 3 questions, 1 line each. What actually happened? 1 behavior-level sentence. I pushed the deep work block after 3 pings and never re-entered. What's the smallest true cause? No notification block, no first keystroke defined. What's the 1 micro-adjustment for next time? Silence notifications, title next block with first sentence. That's it, no dramatics, no self-trial. This turns today's miss into tomorrow's lever. Next, repair identity with action, not affirmations. Say this line out loud. I keep promises to myself, starting small. Then prove it immediately with a visible micro-win. The move can be tiny: rename the next calendar block with the first step, draft a 1-line update, or set a 10-minute prep timer and drop 1 bullet. Proof beats pep talks. When your brain sees a mark you made, trust ticks up a notch. Stack visible micro-wins for 2 days. You're not chasing perfection, you're rebuilding reliability signals. Aim for 3 to 5 60-120-second wins per day, tied to sticky areas. Each one is a brick. After 48 hours, you'll feel the friction drop because your nervous system expects movement again. Here's a tiny sequence you can run tonight to kill the carryover. 1-line audit. Name what happened in the smallest true cause. Identity repair line. I keep promises to myself, starting small. 1 60-second action tied to the miss and log it. Reset. Moved block plus first sentence in title. Preload tomorrow's first domino. Put the doc link at the top of your day plan with the exact first action in brackets. Common mistakes. Vague lessons, be more disciplined. Fix, constrain to a behavior you can repeat tomorrow, silence slack during deep work. Oversized corrections, tomorrow, 4 hours straight. Fix, schedule 1 25-minute block with a precise first move and 1 guardrail. Silent shame, refusing to write anything down because it's obvious. Fix, write 1 line anyway. Externalizing reduces rumination and reopens learning. A micro story. An engineer I coach kept ending days in a fog and starting slow. We added the 60-second audit nightly. His first week notes were simple. Cause, no plan for context switches. Fix, hold tag for mid-task pings. Next, 10-minute re-entry ritual. He paired each with a micro-win, rename the next block with the first keystroke, set Slack to auto-snooze for 25 minutes. In 5 days, his mornings turned from sludge to steady, because yesterday always handed him 1 clear entry. If you're thinking, I already know what I did wrong, that's the trap. Knowing isn't learning until you capture and convert it. The capture is the line. The conversion is the micro-adjustment plus a visible action. Let me give you a template you can screenshot. Happened, cause, adjust, proof, done. Fill it nightly in under a minute. If you miss it at night, do it first thing in the morning before any inbox. This is your insurance against the momentum killer. 1 more lever. Set a win waypoint, alarm 30 minutes before end of day. When it goes off, run the audit, do 1 60-second task, and stage tomorrow's first domino. You'll close more loops in that last half hour than you think, and you'll stop dragging unresolved mess into sleep. Remember, momentum compounds when lessons carry forward. Shame freezes, guilt guides. Use guilt's nudge to name the behavior, extract the smallest cause, and install 1 tiny fix. Then prove it with a visible mark. That's how today pays for tomorrow instead of taxing it. The reset protocol. Make it automatic and repeatable. You've got the stack. Now we make it automatic so you don't rely on willpower. The goal is simple. When a miss happens, you run the reset inside 10 minutes with zero thinking. We're going to set when, where, and how it triggers, what materials you need, and how you'll track proof so momentum compounds. When to run it, 3 moments. End of bad days after any clear miss, and right before sleep if shame is chattering. Also use it pre-avoidance, when you feel the urge to take a quick break that you know is a portal. If it qualifies as a wobble, it qualifies for a reset. The faster you run it, the less time you lose. Where to store it? Put the protocol where your hands already go. Create an index card that lives on your desk with the exact script printed. Label right arrow separate, write 1 line right arrow breathe with longer exhale right arrow ground right arrow 60-second visible action right arrow log. Mirror this in a pinned phone note called reset. Add a calendar auto trigger at 8:30 p.m. titled reset plus 60-second win with the card steps in the description. The rule is, if you see the trigger, you run it. If then template locks this in. Write this once and copy it to your card and note, if I miss X, I run reset within 10 minutes. If I feel shame or urge to hide, I run reset before analysis. If I plan a break, I deposit a 60-120-second visible win first. That's your decision policy. You don't negotiate with feelings, you follow the template. This is called an implementation intention. Research shows pre-deciding your response removes decision fatigue and makes the action far more likely under stress. Materials are simple. Keep water at arm's reach, hydration lowers friction. A 2-minute timer or phone countdown. The index card with the script. Your 60-second win menu, pre-built for common misses. A 1-click task list or doc links for open projects so you can jump straight to a visible action without searching. If you're often on the go, stash a pocket card in your bag. Let's build the 60-second win menu now. For each common trigger, predefine 1 visible micro-action. Calendar slip. Move block to a realistic slot and add first sentence in the title. 0 start dread. Type 1 ugly line in the doc titled Start Ugly. Inbox overload. Triage 5 emails into Today This Week holding. Missed workout. 5 reps now. Log 5 reps. Binge scroll urge. Close app stand 1 stretch. Log closed plus stretch. Perfection stall. Publish draft to a private note. Add V1. Write these on the card and in the phone note. Now when the miss hits, you don't think, you pick the preloaded move and do it. Accountability makes it sticky without shame. Pick a buddy. Agree on a 2-letter check-in. When you start a reset, text R when you finish the 60-second action, text W plus the action name, W 1-line update sent. No essays, no excuses, no judgment. If your buddy doesn't reply, it still works. The act of sending the letters marks intention and completion, which reinforces the habit. Week 1 cadence, aim for 3 runs minimum. Not perfect days, 3 resets. Log them in a simple tracker, date, time, trigger, action done, minutes saved, gut estimate. Also track time to run from noticing to starting. You'll watch that delay shrink across the week, which is exactly what we want. You're training speed over scale. Let's operationalize this step by step, so you can set it up in 10 minutes after this video. Write the if-then template on an index card. Pin a copy to your phone note. Add the calendar event at 8:30 p.m. titled Reset plus 60s Win, repeating daily. Build your 60-second win menu for 3 likely triggers you face this week. Place your timer and card where your hands rest when you sit down. Text your buddy. Want to do RW check-ins for resets this week? 3 runs minimum. Create a simple log. A note titled Reset Log with columns, date, trigger, action, time to run, minutes saved. A quick run-through of a day with the protocol live. Midday, you miss a block, your if-then fires. If I miss X, I run reset within 10 minutes. You grab the card, out loud. This is shame talking, not truth. I missed the 1 p.m. block, I'm not unreliable. Write 1 line, add 1 sentence to intro. 2 minutes of nasal breathing with longer exhales, feet grounded. 1 minute action, open intro, type 1 line, save. Log, reset, intro, 1 line. Text buddy, R at start, W intro line at finish. Time to run, 3 minutes from noticing to starting. Minutes saved, you prevented a 45-minute scroll hole. That goes in the log. Evening, the calendar ping hits. You run the 60-second audit. Happened, moved deep work twice. Cause, no first keystroke. Adjust, title tomorrow's block with write one ugly paragraph. Proof, block renamed. Then a 60-second action, paste the doc link at the top of tomorrow's plan. Log it and close. Common pitfalls with the protocol. Skipping the out loud labels. Fix, whisper if you must, but speak. It flips the switch faster than silent thinking. Expanding the action beyond a minute and then burning out. Fix, it counts at 60 seconds. Anything extra is a bonus by choice. Letting the calendar ping slide. Fix, move the event earlier and tie it to an existing routine like brushing teeth. One last upgrade, stack a tiny reward after the reset tea, a song, a quick stretch. Not as a bribe, but as a consistent end cap that your brain pairs with completion. Over a week, reset becomes a reflex. You won't avoid misses, you'll neutralize them fast and hand tomorrow something clean. One sentence reframes for common triggers. You don't need a paragraph to reset your brain, one line can flip the switch. Use these out loud, then attach a 60-120-second visible move. Behavior named, next step primed, shame sidelined. Calendar slip, I moved the block isn't me. Then relocate it to a realistic slot and add the first keystroke in the title. Why this works? It breaks identity fusion and prevents invisible debt. Mistake to avoid, rescheduling 5 blocks at once. Move 1, specify one first action. Zero start dread? Start ugly now, improve after the first rep. Then type one embarrassingly rough line. You're lowering the bar to entry and teaching your brain that motion precedes motivation. This is behavioral activation, and research shows pre-deciding a tiny action and doing it now reliably restores momentum. Common trap, waiting to feel ready? You won't. The ugly line is the readiness. Inbox overload, triage 5, the rest can wait. Then run the 5 into 3 sort, today, this week holding. You're proving you can create order fast. Avoid scanning without moving emails, scrolling is not triage. Missed workout, 5 reps now keeps my word. Then do 5 squats, push-ups, or a 30-second plank and log it. The point isn't fitness, it's identity repair through proof. Don't plan a 2-hour gym penance, that's a skip in disguise. Binge scroll urge, close, stand, 1 stretch reset. Then close the app, stand up, reach overhead, exhale slowly and log, closed plus stretch. You just replaced numbing with a physical state change. Guardrail, phone parks face down in another room for 5 minutes. Perfection stall, publish draft, perfect on iteration 2. Then post the draft to a private note, shared doc, or staging board with V1 in the title. Visibility beats polish for momentum. Pitfall, creating a new template instead of shipping V1. Meeting overrun, end at done, not perfect. Then send a 1-line recap with 1 next step and a time box. This closes loops and stops late meeting guilt from bleeding into the next block. Context switching chaos, 1 tab, 1 task, 10 minutes. Then set a 10-minute timer, close extras, and do only the first sub-step. You're reseeding attention. Don't announce a full hour. Win the first 10. Brain fog, low battery means low lift. Then run a 2-minute admin sweep. Rename the next block, stage the first sentence, fill water. You're conserving energy while still proving movement. Avoid doom planning, tiny admin counts. Delayed client reply, update beats silence. Then send a 1-sentence status, received draft in progress next checkpoint Thursday. Silence breeds shame, updates restore trust fast. Creative block, make a bad version on purpose. Then set a 60-second timer to produce the worst headline, sketch, or hook you can. Bad on purpose removes fear. Attach V so your brain knows it's allowed to be rough. Over-researching. Question first, source second. Then write 1 question you're actually answering and schedule a 15-minute research slot later. Right now, add 1 line based on what you already know. You're moving from gather to generate. Sleep deprived, scope matches sleep. Then cap the next block at 25 minutes with a single first move. You're not weak, you're calibrating load to capacity. Avoid heroic promises fueled by caffeine. Task too big, half-size the first slice. Then rewrite the task to a visible chunk you can finish in 10 minutes. Outline 3 bullets, beats, write chapter. Tiny completion signals reduce threat. Late start, the clock isn't the boss, the next block is. Then reset with a fresh 25-minute window and a named first step. Do catch up the morning, start where you are. Social comparison, their highlight isn't my baseline. Then look at your doc for 30 seconds and add one line. Bring attention home, action shrinks envy. Travel disruption, different day, same deposit. Then drop one 60-second action tied to your main project, even in a lobby. Continuity over intensity. Missed morning routine, I start now, not tomorrow. Then pick one micropiece, water, sunlight for 2 minutes, 10 bodyweight reps and log it. The day still counts. Broken streak, the streak serves me, I don't serve the streak. Then restart with 1 rep and mark it streak +1. You honor identity without shame debt. Overcommitment, 1 yes means 3 no's. Then cancel or defer 1 low-impact item and protect a single deep block. You're buying back attention. Device distractions, environment beats willpower. Then place the phone in a different room and start a 10-minute focus sprint. Architecture prevents bargaining. Evening guilt, close with 1 brick. Then run the 60-second audit and place tomorrow's first domino. You end clean, not perfect. Hear how to use these lines. Say the sentence out loud. Do the smallest visible action tied to it. Log the proof. The reason this works is simple. You're moving attention from identity to behavior, reducing arousal with clarity, and teaching your brain that a tiny move restores control. Keep these reframes on your reset card. Pick the one that matches the moment and fire it before analysis. Proof beats pep talks. Guilt versus shame, the key distinction that frees you. Before we lock in the protocol, you need the distinction that decides whether you learn or freeze. It's simple to say, hard to live. Guilt is about behavior. Shame is about identity. Guilt says, I did something wrong. Shame says, I am wrong. One points to repair. The other punishes and narrows your options until you stall. Why this matters in real time, your brain treats identity threats like danger. That ramps arousal and pulls attention inward. You start scanning for flaws, not solutions. But when you frame a miss as behavior, you immediately get a lever. You can change a behavior today. You can't fix who you are in the next 5 minutes. Here's the practical test. Ask, does this sentence name an action or does it name me? I missed the 3 p.m. block names behavior. I'm unreliable names identity. If it names you, convert it. Replace the label with the act, then attach a next step. That tiny swap reopens planning systems because you've moved the problem back to a place your brain can work on. Let me show you exactly how. The thing most people miss is they try to feel better first. You don't need a mood shift, you need a wording shift. Say out loud, guilt guides, shame sinks. It's a quick memory device, G is a guide, S is a sync. Then do the 2-step, state the behavior, state the next action. I postponed outreach today, send 1 message now. That's it, you're already out of the swamp. You might be thinking, isn't guilt just another negative? Not if you use it as a guide. Guilt becomes useful when it's specific, time-bound, and paired with repair. I blew off a check-in becomes send a 1-line update within 2 minutes. The reason this works is you reward honesty with action, not with self-punishment. Your brain learns that telling the truth leads to movement. Common traps that flip guilt into shame. Global language, always, never, everyone, no one. Swap to a single instance. Today at 2 p.m. Anchoring in time shrinks the hit. Character labels, lazy, chaotic, undisciplined. Swap to conditions, low sleep plus no first keystroke. Conditions can be changed. Worthiness math, if I do X hours, I'm good again. Swap to 1 visible repair now. Worthiness isn't the lever, behavior is. Let me give you a quick micro story. A student I coach missed 2 study blocks and felt the shame surge. She started writing a long apology to herself and planning a double session at night. We ran the test. Identity language everywhere. We converted it to guilt's lane. I skipped 2 25-minute blocks. Book 1 25-minute block tomorrow at 10 a.m. titled Review Q1, Q3. Then we added 1 repair now. Open notes, answer 1 question. 90 seconds later, she had an answer on the page and an event on her calendar. The feeling didn't vanish, but the freeze did. Here's a tight template to keep next to your desk. Behavior, I did at. Impact, that caused. Repair, next, I will in minutes. Keep it to 1 line each. If you drift into biography, you've left guilt and entered shame. Come back to behavior. A quick nuance: guilt without repair becomes rumination. Repair without naming becomes avoidance. You need both. Name the miss clearly, then do a micro-repair. That pairing teaches your brain that accountability is safe because it leads to small wins, not punishment. Now, how do you keep this running under pressure? Install a phrase that trips the switch. Name, then do. Anytime you hear a self-label, say, name, then do, convert to behavior, and run a 60-120-second action tied to it. If the voice argues, that's fine. Speak the line anyway and start moving your hands. Proof quiet stories faster than debate. Let's stack this with what you already built. The 5-minute Neuro-hack starts with effect labeling, which pulls you out of identity attack. Guilt versus shame gives you the content of the label. You're not just saying, this is shame, you're replacing it with, here, S the behavior and the repair. Then the breath downshifts arousal, and the micro-action cements the new frame as real. Final checkpoint you can use tonight. Read your self-talk out loud and circle any I am statements tied to misses. Rewrite each as I did, plus next I will. Then pick one and do the repair in under 2 minutes. Log it. That's how you make this distinction a daily lever, not a concept you forget under stress. The next morning, reset. Reclaim tomorrow in 7 minutes. Let's lock in tomorrow so today's wobble doesn't follow you. This reset is 7 minutes, start to finish. You'll set a tiny lesson at night, prime the body in the morning, preview the task without distractions, knock out a 60-second first move, and protect a 25-minute window. It's simple, repeatable, and it gives you a clean entry even after a rough day. Start tonight with 2 lines. 1-line lesson, 1-line first action, keep it behavioral. Happened, push deep work twice. Lesson, no first keystroke. First action, open draft and type 1 ugly sentence. Put that on a sticky or the top of your notes. This is your handoff. You're telling your morning brain exactly where to land. Morning primer is 3 quick moves before any apps. Light, water movement. Open blinds or step outside for a minute, drink a full glass of water, then 30-60 seconds of easy movement, neck rolls, shoulder circles, or 10 bodyweight reps. You're waking up the system so attention is cheaper to buy. No inbox, no socials, don't negotiate, do it. Now the 3-minute focus preview. Sit down with your note from last night, set a 3-minute timer, read only the first action and the immediate context. No emails, no messages, no extra tabs. Say out loud, first domino is 1 ugly sentence in the intro. If you need a micro outline, sketch 3 bullets. If you need a reference, write the question, not the search. The preview's job is to make the first move obvious and small. The first domino happens now. Do the 60-second action immediately on waking focus before any other decision. Open the doc, type the ugly line, or send the 1-sentence client update you wrote last night, or move the calendar block and add the first keystroke to the title. Hit save. Log it. Morning reset. First sentence done, 7:14 a.m. You're not building momentum by thinking about motivation. You're creating momentum by leaving a visible mark. Next, block distractions for a 25-minute window. Phone out of reach, notifications off, 1 tab only. Title the block with the first step in brackets. Draft intro, write 1 ugly paragraph. Start a 25-minute timer. If your brain flares, run 3 slow nasal breaths with longer exhales and return to the first bracketed step. You don't owe flow, you owe the next keystroke. You might be thinking, what if I'm already behind? That's exactly when this matters. Late start? Say, the clock isn't the boss, the next block is. Reset the 25 minutes and do the first bracketed move. Travel day, different day, same deposit. Drop 1 60-second action tied to your main project, even standing in a hallway. Low sleep, scope matches sleep. Cap today's deep work to a single 25-minute block with 1 defined first sentence. You're calibrating load, not quitting. Guardrails to make it stick. No inbox or socials until after the first 25-minute block. If you must check something urgent, write the check as a single question, set a 3-minute timer, then exit. Pre-stage your workspace the night before. Open the doc you'll touch. Put water on the desk. Place your sticky with the first action on your keyboard so you can't miss it. Add friction to traps. Log out of your stickiest site before bed. Put your phone charger in a different room so the device isn't your alarm and your portal. A quick walkthrough, night note, Happened, rewrote checklist instead of writing. Lesson, pseudo-planning equals avoidance. First action, type one ugly sentence. Morning primer, light water 10 squats. 3-minute preview, read last paragraph, jot 3 bullets for what the next sentence says. 60-second domino, write the sentence, hit save, log it. 25-minute window, 1 tab, notifications off, keep writing the next sentence. That's 7 minutes to reclaim direction, then 25 minutes to capitalize. Common mistakes. Turning the preview into research. Fix, write the exact question and schedule a 15-minute research slot later. Right now, write what you already know. Expanding the first domino into an hour, then burning out. Fix, it counts at 60 seconds, choose to continue with a timer or stop and feel good about the deposit. Letting one interruption nuke the block. Fix, when interrupted, write a re-entry line before you switch. Next sentence, explain X, when you return, you're not reloading the task from scratch. Add one small reward after the first block, T, a stretch, a song. It's an end cap your brain associates with completion, not avoidance. And if the morning goes sideways, run the 5-minute Neuro-Hack at the first wobble. Label, separate, breathe, ground, one visible win, log. You're never more than 7 minutes from a reset and never more than 60 seconds from proof. Anchor phrase for mornings, domino first, everything else later. Put it on your desk. Read it before you touch a device. The game is control, not perfection. One tiny controlled move beats a perfect plan you don't start. Use this reset tomorrow. You'll feel the difference by lunch. Case studies, from spiral to reset. Let me show you how this looks in real life so you can spot your version faster. Student A, final year biology. Trigger, she missed a 2 p.m. study block before an exam and felt the snap. I'm already behind, I always do this. That's identity language. Spiral signs followed, highlight pen arranging, study playlist hunting, and a sudden urge to deep clean her desk. We ran the map. She caught the shame line, prove you're worthy by cramming all night. Instead, she ran the 5-minute stack. Out loud. This is shame talking, not truth. I pushed the 2 p.m. block, I'm not unreliable. One line written, review 10 flashcards now. 2 minutes of slow nasal breathing with longer exhales, feet firm. 1 visible action, flipped 10 cards, marked 3 weak ones. That 60-second proof cut the avoidance impulse. She opened a 20-minute window, reviewed those weak items, and sent a 1-line status to her study partner. Hit deck A, next set at 6. The win wasn't the perfect plan. It was salvaging 20 minutes and carrying a clean first domino into the evening. Next day, she repeated the morning reset. Light, water, movement, 60-second start. She didn't ace because of guilt. She passed because she converted behavior to repair twice. Freelancer B, branding designer. Trigger, a client delayed feedback by 2 days. Her brain read it as they're unhappy with your work. Spiral pattern, rewriting proposals no one asked for, refreshing email every 5 minutes and telling herself, just grind tonight to redeem it. We caught the spiral with the quick test. Prove you're worthy was loud. She ran the loop. This is shame talking, not truth. The client moved a review, I'm not forgot. Wrote, send 1-line status update now. 2 minutes of longer exhale breathing, optional cold water on wrists. Action, 1 sentence, thanks for the update, draft is staged, and I'll have 2 alt directions ready by Friday. Log, reset done, update sent. The effect was immediate. The urge to overwork faded because she'd repaired the only real risk, silence. She staged a 25-minute block titled Sketch Alta Messy. That afternoon, she delivered a rough alt without theatrics. The client replied with a thumbs up. The big lesson that stuck, update beats silence. She added it to her card as a 1-sentence reframe and stopped bleeding hours into performance. Engineer C, back in dev with perfectionist tendencies. Trigger, stuck on a refactor he kept improving without shipping. Avoidance costume, documentation formatting, new lint rules, benchmarking premature optimizations. He labeled the smallest true cause with the diagnostic. No definition of done for V1. Spiral sentence we heard. If it's not elegant, you're incompetent. We swapped identity for behavior. This is shame talking, not truth. I overscoped the refactor, I'm not incompetent. Wrote, ship draft with tests skipped, mark TODOs, V1 today. 2 minutes breath, shoulders drop on exhale. 60-second action. He added TODO, handle edge X, and opened a draft pull request labeled V1 review scope. That visible mark changed everything. Reviewers engaged, scope stabilized, and the fear of being seen unfinished dropped. He kept momentum by running micro-win before rest, 2-minute code change, then a 5-minute walk. Ship beat polish, and his week moved. What clicked across these? Behavior versus identity, fast labeling, and visible micro-wins. None of them waited to feel better. They all used the 10-minute window, longer exhales to downshift, and a tiny proof that matched the miss. Each avoided the same pitfalls, arguing with shame, overcompensating with huge promises, and skipping the body step. Skipping the body would have kept arousal high and planning narrow, which is why those 2 minutes of breath mattered. 2 more quick snapshots. A teacher ending days with guilt ran the 60-second audit. Happened, parent emails stole planning. Cause, no buffer. Adjust, 15-minute buffer post-school. Proof, calendar block added. A marketer who doom-scrolled nights used the reframe, close, stand, 1 stretch, reset, then put the phone in another room for 5 minutes and typed 1 ugly line in tomorrow's brief. Small, visible, logged. You'll notice a pattern. Speed beats scale, proof beats pep talks, and environment beats willpower. When in doubt, ask, what's the smallest true cause? And what's one visible move I can do in 60 seconds? Then breathe out longer than you breathe in and do it. Weekly anti-shame review. Keep momentum compounding. Let's turn single resets into a compounding system. 15 minutes, Fridays, recurring. This isn't a life retrospective. It's a tight tuning session that keeps you out of spiral territory next week. Set the appointment. Friday 3:45 p.m. anti-shame review. Timer on, pull up your reset log. You'll run 4 passes: capture, count, calibrate, and pre-commit. Capture, 5 minutes. Use 3 prompts and keep them to 1 line each. Biggest miss, what actually happened? Behavior only. Lesson, what's the smallest true cause? Adjustment, what's the 1 micro change I'll test next week? Do this for 1 to 3 moments max. You're building a playbook, not a diary. Count 3 minutes. 2 numbers matter: resets run and average time to run. Resets run tells you you're using the tool. Time to run shows you how fast you recover. If your average delay shrank from 20 minutes to 8, that's a win. Log saved days too. Any day you prevented a multi-hour slide, for example, you cut off a 45-minute scroll hole by running a reset within 10 minutes counts as saved. Celebrate those. We're counting saved days, not perfect streaks. Calibrate 4 minutes. Scan your week and ask, where did environment beat willpower? Keep those. Then ask, where did I rely on heroics? Replace them. Examples. If Slack stole focus, add an auto snooze rule for deep blocks. If late start snowballed, move your first domino to the top of the plan with the exact first keystroke. If evenings bled, add a win waypoint, alarm 30 minutes before end of day for your 60-second audit. Now pre-commit 3 minutes. Pick likely triggers for next week and install micro actions in advance. Use the if-then template. If calendar slips, then move 1 block and add the first sentence to its title. If zero start dread shows up, then type 1 ugly line and log it. If inbox swells, then triage 5 into today this week holding before anything else. If a client delays, then send a 1-line status update within 10 minutes. Write these on your reset card and in your phone note so they're 1 tap away. Add calendar nudges where it matters. Mon/wed/fry 10:00 a.m. 25-minute deep block first sentence. Tie it to body priming by default. Light, water movement, then block starts. Accountability keeps it honest. After your review, text your buddy 1 line. Resets: 4 AVG time to run, 7 min saved days, 2 1 upgrade, Slack auto snooze. No self-judgment. You're reporting signals, not sins. Common mistakes and fixes. Over-reviewing. Fix, cap it at 15 minutes. If you're wordy, force 1-line answers. Vague adjustments. Fix, tie each to a single behavior and a tool or timer. Perfection grading. Fix, track progress metrics, not morality. Time to run down equals success. Skipping celebration. Fix, state out loud 1 win you're proud of. I ran the reset within 5 minutes on Tuesday and salvaged 40 minutes. Micro-story style. Last month I watched a student's time to run drop from 18 to 6 minutes in 2 weeks. The only change? A Friday review with 1 pre-commit. If I feel dread at 9 a.m., I type 1 ugly line before coffee. She saved 3 mornings because that line was both visible and preloaded. Here's a quick template you can use every Friday. Biggest miss. Smallest true cause. Adjustment. Resets run, AVG time to run. Saved days. Pre-commits if then. One win I'm proud of. Close the review with one 60-second proof. Rename Monday's first deep block with the first keystroke and paste the doc link at the top of your plan. That tiny act turns review into momentum. You'll know this system is working when repeats shrink, recoveries speed up, and the voice that says, "Redeem yourself," loses volume because proof is piling up. Momentum stops being a mood and starts being a metric. Let's make sure you keep watching, and more importantly, keep doing. I'll thread quick rehooks and checkpoints so every few minutes you get either a win or a lever. Rehook 1, remember, the payoff is a clean reset by tonight so tomorrow's fresh. You're never more than 5 minutes from momentum. Checkpoint, do a 60-second action now. Open your current doc and add 1 sentence. If you can't, triage 5 emails. Timer on, then back here. Rehook 2, the mistake that doubles lost time is invisible payback plans. I'll do double later. We swap those for visible micro wins you can log in under a minute. Checkpoint, say out loud, smallest true cause is, fill it with 1 behavior. Then write 1 next move, you just shrank the monster. Rehook 3, speed beats scale. Waiting to feel ready is how the spiral practices itself. 2 minutes of longer exhales buys you access to choice. 1 minute of action proves capability. Checkpoint, do 3 slow nasal breaths, exhale longer than inhale. Shoulders drop on each exhale. If you feel buzzy, cool water on palms for 10 seconds. Back in. Rehook 4, proof beats pep talks. If you remember nothing else, remember this. A visible mark your eyes can see changes your next hour. Checkpoint, log 1 line. Reset done. If you've got a buddy, text R now, run the 60-second action, then W. Rehook 5, the game changer nobody talks about is time to run. How fast you move from noticing shame to starting the reset predicts how much time you save. Checkpoint, note your delay today. Next time, aim to start within 10 minutes. You're training a reflex, not chasing perfection. Rehook 6, rest renews, numbing hides. If you're about to take a quick break, earn it with a 2-minute deposit tied to the goal. Checkpoint, pick from your break menu, water plus stretch or outside light plus breathing, and set a timer. Phone parked face down, another room if possible. Rehook 7, guilt guides, shame sinks. Naming behavior plus a next step reopens learning. Keep your lines short and out loud. Checkpoint, convert 1 I am, thought to I did, plus next I will, then do it for 60 seconds. Done is your exit. Rehook 8, the weekly review compounds wins. 1 line each, happened, cause, adjust, proof. Minutes, not hours. Checkpoint, add Friday's 15-minute anti-shame review to your calendar now. Title, Anti-Shame Review plus 60s Proof. That appointment saves days. Every 5-7 minutes, you should feel one of 3 things: a clearer lever, a calmer body, or a tiny win. If not, pause me and run the 60-second loop. Then come right back. The payoffs close, a clean reset tonight and a sharper start tomorrow. Here's the takeaway. Guilt names behavior and points to repair. Shame hits identity and freezes action. Your reset turns misses into learning with fast labeling, longer exhales, and a 60-120-second visible win. Run the 5-minute Neuro-hack tonight. Then comment reset once you've logged your first micro win so others can copy your move. Subscribe if you want practical systems like this without fluff. And if you're ready to build longer focus, watch the advanced deep work video next. 90-minute blocks, 0 drama, step by step. Start with 1 tiny proof now, then go watch it. You came here because shame was stealing tomorrow before you even slept. Tonight, you take it back with 1 visible move. Your momentum compounds from here.